Welcome to Can Angels Fly. I'm Nancy, and I'm here to discuss a very mystical subject, to say the least. I haven't even thought about what to title it. So let me just tell you what this video is about. It is about sex, both sex in the physical world as well as sex in the spiritual realm, with a focus on spirit and spiritual sex. Now, I haven't created a script to follow, so might be a little lumpy, of course, so just ride the wave with me. Because I really want to share an experience I had 2 nights ago, as well as an experience I had some years back. And since that time, I've had multiple experiences. I'll make it make sense. In my journey, or during my spiritual journey, during my spiritual walk, I was introduced to what they call spiritual sex. And what is that? Most of us, you know, get to this place early in our spiritual walk where you learn that when a man and woman come together, or two beings come together and have a sexual relationship, they swap spirits. hmm Okay, I can dig that. You learn that depending on how many lovers a person has had is equivalent to how many spirits they can put on you when you are in a sexual relationship. Now, that was the basic, or the basic understanding I had of spiritual sex until 2 nights ago, when I was awakened once again, veils continuing to be lifted off. What happened 2 nights ago? 2 nights ago, I had what some might call a wet dream. TMI time. Too much information. A wet dream. I'm like, that's not really in my nature. But as I reflect over my life over the last 2 years, I was like, I've had a few of those wet dreams. And in those wet dreams, I'm fully clothed. There's no one else there. Nevertheless, I feel the rush and the flush of ecstasy. Mm. But 2 nights ago, if you follow my channel and if you've been watching my videos, I'll tell you, hey, I've been going through something at this point in time in my spiritual walk. If you follow my channel, you may have heard me say in some of my videos, one I did, I think it was called Dreams or something, where I am conscious in my dreams. Not all the time, but when I want to be, I can become consciously active in my dreams, just as I am right here, right now, in real time. So, those two gifts that I have, being conscious in my dreams and whatever else I said, I'll slow down soon so I can catch up with what I'm trying to say. Anyway, 2 nights ago, here comes this experience once again. Let me stop. Let me go back over um, the times prior when I would have that energy flush over me and a state of ecstasy achieved. Mm. I remember being very, very sleepy, very, very tired, maybe even emotionally distraught at some times. And I just wouldn't wake up. I wouldn't fight it off. I didn't even try to become conscious in my sleep. Just let it come and go, like whatever, like irritating me. I'm like, okay. Well, 2 nights ago. 2 nights ago, I was going through something. This is a gift, going through something. So I was highly irritated. And I lay down, I go to sleep, and I'm in the sleep realm, doing sleep things. And then all of a sudden, check it out. I'm transported. Not transported, I appear. Because I don't remember the transporting part, but I am transferred from my bedroom to another bedroom. And the way this bedroom was like, I want to say a bachelor's pad because of the colors. That's why I put these colors on. Because the color of the room was like red, but it was so dim till it became this kind of color here. The bottom of the room was smoky black. Let me stop. I'm laying in this bed. In this bed. It had to be like a queen size bed, maybe king size bed. And it had this these color sheets on it. No blanket, just sheets. Like satin sheets or something. It was matte though, yeah. But it was this color. And I'm laying there and I wake up in my sleep. I become conscious that I'm in this bed and I'm laying on my left side. But I don't move. Let's see where this is going. That's what I said in my dream. Like, let's see where this is going. And so I began to look at the environment, the room. I see the bed and the matte sheets that were like satin sheet, not satin. I don't, but they were soft like satin, but they were matte. This color. And the sheets hung really nice, draped over the bed. Everything was smooth, except for how the sheet gets wrinkled around the body. I'm fully dressed. Matter of fact, what I had on when I went to sleep last night before last, I had that same thing on. And so I'm laying there, and I'm letting my eyes wander across the room from what the perspective that I could see. So I could only see part of the room, but I saw these red walls. I think the ceilings were white. I want to say like this off white, and the walls were like red. And remember at the bottom was the smoky black haze, and so the how we could cascading of the color from the ceiling down to the floor ended up being this color that also complemented the sheets on the bed. As I'm laying there, I began to feel a presence. I'm laying there, checking everything out, and I began to see this like swarming or swirling energy that comes across the ceiling and begins to descend. And I can feel the flush, erotic flush coming over me. I'm laying there, pretending like I'm asleep, in my sleep, but I'm not. And so I'm aware that whatever this entity is bringing on this eroticism. So what I do is I switch sides. And now I'm laying where I can see the other half or the other one third of the room. And I'm taking it's just a room. And like I said, I say it's a bachelor's pad because of the coloring. But it was nothing there but the room in the colors that I've described with the smoke, black smoke shadow at the bottom. And it's very dull, dim lights. And I can just see and feel, mostly feel this presence, this energy moving. Like it was, you know, um, like a foreplay or, a person put on very white when they romance somebody, they buy some roses and some champagne and stuff. So that's that energy. Roses, flowers, champagne. Let me rub your feet. All those things to get you in the mood. And I'm laying on the bed now to switch sides. I'm feeling it flush. Comes. And suddenly, I'm conscious, but I become aware that I am being romanced by spirit. Not Holy Spirit, probably some dark entity. Okay, but ride the wave with me. So I feel it. And I can feel as it gets close and close and close. The excitement, the what is it? The excitement, it's just erotic, the exotic, the sexual energy. My body is beginning to percolate. I'm like, and of course, I was tempted to just lay back and let it do what it do. But I was pissed off, y'all. Mm-mm-mm. Some things that are gifts that we don't look at as gifts, I was pissed off. And I have been pissed off for days. So as this energy, entity, whatever it is, began to come down on me, it went to swirl this way. And when it came back, it was going to be like in my face and magnify the um, stimulating, tantalizing feeling. And I was like, watch up. This is X-rated. Cover your ears, children. All I can say. So I'm laying there on my side. And as I feel it swarm and intensity in my body is raising and passion. And it came and it back up, motherfucker, right now. So it wasn't aware that I was up. And I was not asleep in the sleep realm. I was up. Um, One of the gifts I'm blessed with. And when I did it, it was like, whoop. I said, back up from me. And so it went back, but then it tried to come on again. And so I was like, back up away from me. And so I began to cast that spirit down. And it began to swarm back very quickly. It was interesting because it was like shocked that I was awake. It was shock that I sat up with such commanding energy. And it stopped. But at first it wanted to move on me. Even after I initially told it, back up, motherfucker. It stopped, backed up, and then started to progress toward me. And I repeated myself. And so it just kind of stood there. And I was like, or stayed there, that energy. Within, I'll say 3-4 feet of me. And I was like, okay, I got to execute more power here. I stopped it, but I see it didn't want to stop. So I began to pray, casting it down into the fire, into hell, into the fire and the brimstone, using, calling upon the most powerful. What I say, I will call upon the power of the Most High. I'm commanding you through the power of the Most High. I rebuke you. And as the more bolder I prayed, the further it went away. And I'm in my dream like, oh, mother. Because all I could think about was those times in the years past. I could think of at least 4 or 5 times that has happened that I didn't want to get. It was like I was wore out, I was mentally wore out, I was challenged, I was going through so much. I was like, and they, I don't know, was taking advantage of me. How dare you? But yet, I reap no fruits in this physical realm. Oh, no. I don't play that. And so after the dream happened, I sat up, planted my feet on the floor, cussing. I woke up cussing. I was mad. And so I got up and started walking and praying, but I was pissed. Like I said, I've been pissed. But that pissed me off to a whole nother level because I feel like I was being taken advantage of. And this video may sound weird to many. I understand. As I said, this video is about sex. And so I want to talk about sex from another perspective. And it is the normal sex that we have here in this physical realm. And how I thought that I had was already aware of spiritual sex. Now, I've had sex where you just bump and nasty, so to say. And then I have had a sexual experience in my life where my crown chakra opened up. You know, they talk about the Kundalini rise, and I felt the serpent rise. I've gone through that whole experience. Uh, I tapped into something that was absolutely beautiful, very powerful. So I got to experience that spiritual side and how it is and what it's for. You know, when it comes to a man and a woman. So I guess I'll talk a little bit about that. Doing one of the most powerful relationships in my life is when I have the experience. And it was sex is something that it is extraordinary. It is magical. It's mystical. It is spiritual. It really is. The problem is man, women, our egos mess all that up. Mess it all up. However, it can be accomplished. And let's see, should I share? It started, well, I was made aware from spirit to just breathe in and release my breath very, 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 very slowly. And then to inhale equally and slowly. And that repetitive breathing in and out slowly. And we both are on that same wavelength, breathing in and out slowly, causes that serpent associated with the Kundalini to rise. And it starts at the tail or the root chakra, and it rises just like they tell you. It rises, and I'm gonna come back to the dream I had 2 nights ago. It starts at the root chakra, and it begins to spin that chakra, and you can feel it, and it's warm. And I'm not talking about, this is the thing, I'm not talking about, oh, bumping nasty sex. That's not how it is. It's this warm, clearing sensation. I don't know how to express it. And after, I guess it spirals, it picks up the appropriate speed. Remember, me and the significant other, or you and your significant other, long exhales, long, long, long inhales. I mean, to where you might want to practice it on a day-to-day basis. How long can you inhale slowly? Not taking a deep breath. No, 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 no. You have to do it very, 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 very slowly. I'm talking about matrix slow. Now, I'm a smoker, so it is a challenge. But if I can do it and I'm a smoker, you can do it too. Anyway, so that's step one, one clue to how to get that Kundalini to rise is to inhale so slowly, and your significant other too, and to exhale when it's time equally as slowly. It's rhythmic. While your body is slowing down, the root chakra light begins to spin. It comes alive. You know, the root chakras where all that good stuff is down there. All down there. And all of a sudden, it starts to move up. Is it going? No, I'm going to say it's this way. And then it starts to move up the spine, just like the serpent. And if you're able to maintain the rhythmic breathing, the inhaling and the exhaling at the right pace for an extended amount of time, it controls orgasm. It totally controls orgasm. And at a certain time, you'll feel a bumping at the back of your neck. Why is that? Because that Kundalini snake is trying to bust through to the crown chakra. At the time that it finally makes its highest ascension up the spinal cord, you gotta really take control. Now, you know, for those that have had an orgasm, we all know an orgasm is wonderful. This is well past old basic ass orgasm. It really is. It's mind blowing. You have to be prepared. And when it finally busts through, like the throat chakra, and goes directly into the crown chakra, it's a white light, an explosion that opens you up to the cosmos. I lied to you not. Opens you up straight to the cosmos. It's like this spark that begins to radiate out. But that energy is not lost. Guess what? That energy is not lost. Your significant other, your partner, your husband, your wife, when it happens, it shoots out of you over into them. And they shoot. It's like it goes out of your head into theirs, back down through the spine. It keeps curling back down through the spine, comes like through the root chakra, all the way up again, curling up the spine, busting through. It's like, you can feel it. You can feel it going up and down the spine and the mind. Now, that is the best sex you can ever have in this world, but it's just not for fun. It is not. As I mentioned, when that crown chakra is activated, the white light and that spiritual connection you have with the other is fully activated, you're in touch with the cosmos. It's like universe, God himself is blessing you or ordaining you with certain information. Women, I believe, play a role in it. We are receivers. We are receptive. Even in the sexual experience. When my crown chakra was activated or opened up, I could get information. That energy flow that went from my crown through the cosmos into my significant other awakened him, gave him ideas, made him aware, made him highly productive. That's the gift, you know. And it goes back to his root, and back into his root, in which he gives it to me, the pleasure, saying, okay, I got you, you know. And it's about, remember the root chakra is about survival, security, those kind of things, and materialism. And that's what it says, I got you. And then through the navel, you know, I feed back into him. You know how it goes back and forth. Well, it's information that is being exchanged. Now, this is what I'm talking about. Humans, men and women and their egos break the whole system down. It's a perfect system. After the ritual, the real ritual, the time comes that a person get on out the bed and go into the real world. to do what they need to do. I had my job to do. He had his job to do. And the ritual created a ability of abundance and energy for him to accomplish, and he did. The problem was he was supposed to return it to me, but he did not. He would come to me, well, we were together, but he would be with me, or we worked together for years, and it was some other stuff going on behind the scenes in which I wasn't getting my full benefit, the part of that contract that we entered with one another, unbeknownst to me. But I knew it was something wrong. I could tell it was something wrong. And men wonder why. How she know I'm doing this or I'm doing that? Now you think if old basic sex can open that up to us, what going to that level would do? If it if I had not tapped into that level, that sexual level, um, that Kundalini experience with that other, they would have got away with some mad stuff, baby. Because again, universe gave them all the answers. Gave them all the answers. But and didn't just give them the answers. They gave it to me first, decipher to them. You know? And so that is how I came to know. Um, let's still talking about sex. How does all of that play into where I am now? Is the question. That other, that significant other, continues to prowl every now and then, not as much as they used to, and still inquire about if I'm interested in getting back together, not as much as they used to. But why is that? Well, I can see in their eyes the desperation. And what are they desperate for? They're desperate for that experience, because it was so enriching. It was so enlightening. It was beautiful. To be perfectly honest, many times orgasm was not the goal. Not at all. We could stay. I got another one. Come to sex. People talk about how long they can do whatever in sexually, you know. Some men suffer from pre-ejaculation issues, that kind of thing. See, that this ritual I'm talking about is the answer to all of that. All of that. But I think again, here we go. Men and women, humans, our egos mess everything up. You can't just enter it to help you stop prematurely ejaculating. You know what I'm saying? It is a perfect plan that has been put in order by the Most High. And it's supposed to be used wisely and used appropriately. Right. How long can a person go? Energize about him. Ain't got nothing on this system, on this ritual. You can go as long as you like. Because, again, orgasm is not the all in all. It is not the goal. When you experience this, you have access to so much vital information. You have so much access to energy, just pure energy, that an orgasm would end it. And so you don't have a desire for that. So I guess it's a time and place for it. How long can you go? For as long as you want. Anyway, let me see if I can get back on track. I was looking at my experience 2 nights ago with the spirit swarming. And I began to, after I got up, and I told you I was angry, how dare Spirit come and try to descend upon me. And I'm not talking about Holy Spirit. I'm talking about any old evil, dark, dirty, nasty spirit. Don't do that. Don't do it. That ain't what I do. But after I got up and I was really thinking over it, I began to think back to that relationship, to that experience, and all the potential it had. But ego got in the way. Okay. And I started thinking, what opened me up to this invisible force coming to be with me in the midnight hours during my sleep time? Because I realized also that that had not ever happened until after that person, that significant other, that love I had, you know? Okay. And I'll say this, that he and I did not attempt to try to open up no Kundalini or nothing like that. Um, it just happened. It was the soulmate experience. It was time. Uh, I had reached that level, and obviously they had were prepared or had reached that level to some extent. I think from another perspective, though. Well, why did that spirit or entity come to begin to invade me after having the Kundalini experience, after having my crown chakra activated, um, after that spiritual ascension? Mm, okay. Well, as I said, a man and woman comes together. Bodies made perfectly, woman a receptor. We filter all things through, including the information, feed it into our counterpart. They go out in this world, they make it happen, and they're supposed to bring it back to you and lay it down at the feet of the queen and the family. But ego get in the way one way or another. Nevertheless, the Kundalini experience has taken place, crown chakra activated and open. But I'm not in that relationship anymore. There has been no more Kundalini rising, so to say. Now, I'm going to put something here and I hope I don't forget what I'm about to say. Kundalini rising can still occur. I can still make it happen. I choose not to make it happen um, for stimulating reasons. I don't want to be stimulated to that level. Like I said, it's the whole thing, just wide open. It's wide open. So I don't partake in it. I don't have my counterpart, a counterpart, an approved counterpart to go out and to manifest for me. So that's something I haven't figured out. I'm left to manifest it, or I'm just blowing information out here into the universe, and I can't do that. Anyway, let's see if I can remember where I was going to. Oh, why has the spirit or this entity come to titilize me since that relationship? Well, the best I can come up with, because my crown chakra has been activated, and I'm sure it hasn't been shut down. I don't think it shuts down. You got to really be dumbed down after you reach that level. Well, so in my sleeping hours, every, I'll say, 8 or 9 months, if it's happened, this may be about the fifth time it's happened. This time, this time I woke up. I woke up. Something else was tapping in to that open crown chakra, that entity, that spirit that came with romance of roses, the energy of roses, flowers, chocolates, wine, soft music, very white. Let me rub your feet, and it's all in this color, and it's smoking, and it's black, and it's hot, and it's steaming. It's sensual, and it's exotic. Mm, mm, mm. It was coming down on me. But the only reason it was capable of doing that, again, my crown chakra is open. And as I shared with you, I set up and told that motherfucker back up. I don't play that shit. See, I had an attitude. Maybe I can clarify why I had an attitude when it came to that. It's because if you pay attention, when I talk about the ritual done between a man and a woman, it is to keep them connected. It is to help them reach like information in the cosmos. I mean, deep information. I'm talking about this has to be some of the Akashic records, the things you're able to tap into and cipher and filter and interpret and exchange between one another. And in being so effective and powerful that it set a person in motion and it's no stopping them. And they can manifest in this physical realm. Remember, I said ego gets in the way. And after that man or the counterpart, my counterpart, went and made it happen, was supposed to come sit it down before the queen and the children or whatever the family. That's the purpose. That's how I go. But I'm having this experience with some strange entity from the dark coming and tap in through to those Akashi records through me, through my open chakra, crown chakra that hasn't been closed or covered. It puts me back in the Bible where it talks about a woman who needs to keep her head covering on. Now I get it. The head covering. Cover the crown chakra. You know? Why is that so important? Because what is that entity's intent? I don't know what it was. I don't know. I know it was romantic. It was sexy. It was oozing with foreplay. I knew that. But I don't know what it is. I don't know where it come from. I don't know its intent. Oh, no, motherfucker, you don't. Back up. It was coming to tap in, to access something, to bring something into existence. I would have given birth to something that I wasn't even conscious that I was doing. So I just made this video to talk to you about sex, spiritual sex, both in the physical world and how it is done and why it's done. I hope it made it make sense. And also, be careful. If you've ever had that Kundalini experience, if your crown chakra has been activated, women, put your scarf on. You got to cover. He must have a head covering. I got to figure out how to keep my head covering. I was only saved by grace that I can be conscious in my sleep and do as I wish in the sleep realm when I so desire. So now I'm awakening to it. Now I'm awakening you up to it. If you're having this experience, if you know someone is having this experience, they're not crazy. And I just wanted to tap on how there are other entities, those same entities that would love to take possession of our physical body so that they can have this experience because they want to manifest too. They want to make something happen too. They want to be happy too. They got goals too. The problem is they ain't got no physical body. Now, in their realm, there are certain things they can accomplish, but I'm sure many times it's a struggle and a challenge for them. But if they can tap in, if they can tap into the cosmos, they will. Anyway, thank you for coming to Angels Fly and talking sex with me. Until next time.